And welcome back to the Oklahoma Today Show, friends. I am your host, Ben Lucian, and 2026 is a big year in Oklahoma because it is the Centennial year of the Mother Road, Route 66, the longest drivable stretch of the Mother Road, cuts right through the state. So we are sure to get tourists from all over the place checking out the historic highway this year. So to kick us all off, we thought we'd bring in an expert. So we are doing just that. Rhys Martin, the president of the Oklahoma Route 66 Association, was nice enough to stop by the studio. We're going to talk to him about what we can expect for this upcoming year. We will hear from him in just a moment, but first, a word from our sponsor. All right, guys, it's lunchtime. I'm thinking sandwiches.
I was thinking pizza.
I was thinking tacos.
Pizza.
Tacos.
Pizza.
Tacos.
Pizza.
Tacos.
Guys, we're here at the Ice House Project here in Edmond. We don't have to pick.
Nice.
Yay.
Satisfy all your cravings at downtown Edmond's newest food hall, the Ice House Project. The modern courtyard hosts live music and events. Dine at delicious restaurants like The Fried Taco, Woodward Pizza, Train Hopper Deli, and American Solera Craft Brewery. It's a family-friendly atmosphere with a giant climbable grasshopper in the middle of the action. Book your next gathering at the Stables event space nearby. Find more information at visitedmondok.com. I got my sandwiches.
I got my pizza.
I got my tacos. Can I buy you guys a beer?
Yeah.
Now here's the one thing we can all agree on. Well, friends, thank you for joining us. 2026 is the year for Route 66, not just in Oklahoma, but all around the nation. It's the 100th birthday of the Mother Road. So as promised, we brought in our friend Rhys Martin, the president of the Oklahoma Route 66 Association. And you're gonna get us all ready for that Centennial year, I'm sure you've already had a lot of practice with that.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It's such an exciting time. I've been president of the Oklahoma Route 66 Association since 2019, and the very first thing that happened is they sat me down and said, "Now the Centennial's coming. We got to be ready," and we're here.
I was going to ask like how long you've been talking about this year, and I guess that answers the question, like since day one.
Yeah, it's been really incredible. Route 66 had big celebrations for its 66th year, which was 1992, before I got involved. The 75th year was big. And, man, we've all been looking forward to this now for quite a while.
Yes. Obviously, 100 only happens once. So, I guess, what can you tell me? Give me some historical perspective. I mean, 100 years, that's a whole century mark. So, going back all that time to the opening of the Route 66, from Chicago out to the West Coast, what did that mean to the people of the time? Like, why has it? What about it has made it such a big part of the American culture and legacy?
Well, when the highway was established in 1926, 100 years ago, it was just a highway.
Right.
It's got a lot of nicknames like the Mother Road or the Will Rogers Highway, but even Route 66 is a nickname. At first, it was just U.S. Highway 66. It was one of a ton of roads that got a number in 1926.
Interesting.
But less than a year after it was established, there was a national organization founded in Tulsa by Cyrus Avery, the man most responsible for the creation of the highway in the first place that connected Chicago to Los Angeles. That their entire goal was to get the road paved. A lot of people think when Route 66 was established, it just kind of sprung up out of the ground. It was this amazing road that, connected Lake Michigan to the Pacific. But it took more than a decade to pave Route 66 from end to end.
Right.
And this national organization helped encourage people to fund it, get federal money into these communities. And so in 1938, there was a huge celebration marking the full paving of Route 66. They had a big 3-day festival in Amarillo celebrating that. And then right after that, World War II happened.
Right.
But already Route 66 was starting to build a reputation for itself beyond just a highway. It was a pathway of connection for people in the Midwest heading to California during the Dust Bowl and the Great Depression.
Right.
When the war came, because of all that effort to pave it and because it connected so many of these big cities and so much of the country, it was vital for troop movements and getting materials where they needed to go. And then after the war, Route 66 was the home of the family vacation. Go see the Grand Canyon. When Disneyland opened, go to California, you know. So some of it was intentional with people wanting to really promote the highway, but the legend grew. It showed up in The Grapes of Wrath, and then Bobby Troup wrote that great song about it, and then there was a TV show on CBS, and by the time you get to the interstate era, Route 66 was more than just a highway, and it had a legend unto itself.
Right, and we take it for granted now that you can just pack up and drive to any part of the country as long as it's not Hawaii, I guess. But obviously there was a time when that wasn't the reality.
It's interesting to look at pictures of the highway system back in those early days where you have these Model Ts trying to go down these muddy lanes. And, you actually had people that were resistant to paving it because they had horses and mules, and they could charge you some money to pull you out of the mud.
Yeah.
But it completely changed the way that we travel in this country.
Yes. So what about Oklahoma as a home for Route 66? I know we're a big Route 66 state. What sort of makes us stand out in the Route 66 lore, I guess?
Well, I like to say that Oklahoma has always been in the driver's seat when it comes to Route 66.
We like that. Yes.
Because it was Cyrus Avery from Tulsa, a businessman, very civically engaged, our first state highway commissioner, was one of a handful of men appointed to this national board to create the entire numbered highway system in the 20s. But it was him that said, if we connect Chicago to Los Angeles through St. Louis, it could be the strongest commercial road in the country. And he was right. So that's why he's known as the father of Route 66 and why Tulsa eventually claimed the title capital of Route 66. There are some more reasons for that, but I'll get into that.
Yeah.
So Cyrus Avery was instrumental. Having that national organization founded a year later was also instrumental in tying that road together. But it continued. After World War II, when that national association really got its legs under itself, it was a barber from Clinton, Oklahoma, named Jack Cutbirth. He and his wife Gladys sustained that organization and traveled the highway endlessly throughout the years to promote the road and started to do the intentional work to stitch the highway together as what Michael Wallace calls a linear village. And then, of course, you have the interstate era come in and Route 66 gets decertified. Once again, Oklahoma comes to the front of preserving the road and bringing attention to it. Author Michael Wallace, who I just mentioned, is from Tulsa.
Okay.
He wrote the book Route 66, The Mother Road, which is widely credited for helping jumpstart this preservation era that we entered at that time. You had two other gentlemen from Oklahoma, Jim Ross of Arcadia and Jerry McClanahan of Chandler, that were real big map nerds and took it upon themselves to just go out there and find out, well, where was Route 66? For how long? Oh, then it moved. Where did it move to? And all that. And you couldn't travel Route 66 today without their engagement and without all of that hard work, because you plug Route 66 into Google and it puts you on the interstate.
Yes.
And also right around that same time, it was actually our legislature that came together and said, we need an organization to help preserve and promote this highway. So the state legislature put a bill in 1989 that directed the Department of Transportation, the Department of Commerce, and Tourism to get together and come up with a plan to create a nonprofit, which is where the Oklahoma Route 66 Association came from.
Yes. And I think, Oklahoma, so much of Route 66 is sort of that journey, east part of the country to the west part of the country. And Oklahoma is really kind of where you see that transition kind of taking place in the landscape,
Agreed. The technical midpoint is in the Texas Panhandle, but in Oklahoma, you can really feel the landscape change. You're still a little bit in the Ozarks as you come in from Missouri and Kansas. That flattens out. You go through that wonderful stretch between Tulsa and Oklahoma City. Then you hit west, and boy, everything flattens out like the sky threatens to swallow you.
Yeah.
And it prepares you for the more changes that are going to come. So, Oklahoma is an extremely ecologically diverse state anyway, and Route 66 gives you a really nice snapshot of that.
Right. And also, Oklahoma has the longest drivable stretch of the route. Is that right?
Yep. Our lieutenant governor, who's been a tremendous cheerleader for Route 66 since he's been in office, says it over and over again. We have more drivable miles in Oklahoma than any other state. Now, people might think, well, that's kind of silly. How did that happen? Well, New Mexico originally had more miles, but a lot of that's now buried under I-40. You can cross into Oklahoma from Kansas on Original 66 and depart into Texas through the town of Texola and not have to turn a mile on the interstate, which is such a blessing.
Yes, for sure. So what are there any let's talk about the international sort of appeal of the route. So many people come from all over the world. It's like a bucket list item for them. They want to have the Route 66 experience. What is it that stands out to those people that they want to travel here from another country?
You know, until you see it for yourself in the little spiral notebooks in places like the Blue Whale or the Round Barn or the National Museum out in Elk City, you might think, oh, it's just a road. You know, it's American history, so Americans are interested. But by and large, it's international travelers that come to experience Route 66. And as cliche as it sounds, Route 66 represents freedom to people from around the world.
Yeah.
They saw the TV show as a kid. They know the song. All they know is Route 66 is this legendary highway that lets them see places like the Grand Canyon and have an authentic experience.
Right.
It's not something that where everything is put in front of you or designed for the tourist. It's Main Street in these towns. You go into these diners that don't exist anywhere else. You meet real people, and the experience is different for everybody. So it's just incredible to me to sit in a gift shop or in a restaurant and watch people come in, and maybe they speak English, maybe they're struggling a little bit, but they all want the same thing. They want something they can't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
And Route 66 connects them to that.
Right, and I think there's a lot of other places where just the wide open spaces that just don't exist. You know?
Yeah, when I tell folks, you can start up in the corner of Oklahoma and take your time and get out to the Texas border, and it's going to take several days, they just kind of tilt their head a little bit and say, wait a minute, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And I had the pleasure of going to Prague in 2024 for the European Route 66 Festival to talk about the road with a couple of other folks. And, there you hop in the car and travel for 12 hours and you've gone through 3 or 4 countries.
Yeah.
Here you're still in the same state.
Right.
So it's quite an experience.
Yeah, that's funny. Are there any specific dates or events coming up this year that people who heard about the Centennial and want to do something Route 66 related, how can they sort of get involved?
So that's a great question. There's a lot happening this year. The official birthday of Route 66 is November 11th. That's the date that it came into being along with all the other roads. But November's not great for tourism.
Yes.
And, people are back home.
And we
it's
have
the
to wait
holiday
so
season.
long.
Right. And it's wintertime. And it's Veterans Day. There are other things happening. So there are things happening on November 11th, but we're not waiting till the end of the year to celebrate. There's a caravan making its way across Oklahoma right now in January. There's events happening every month this year to celebrate. Some of the big ones are on May 30th. Both Tulsa and Oklahoma City are having really big events. Tulsa's going to try to break a world record for the most classic cars through an intersection in a day, which
That's
is
exciting.
like 3,000 cars. It's going to be a big deal, but they're fully committed to it. That's going to be really fun. That same day, Oklahoma City here is going to have a big celebration at Scissortail Park. Our Route 66 Association that I'm the head of, we've got a few events that we're planning specifically. In April, we're doing a big band hangar dance out in Weatherford at the Stafford Air and Space Museum to kind of pay tribute to that early era of the road.
Yeah.
We're gearing up for a special Hall of Fame event at the Oklahoma Route 66 Museum in Clinton. That's going to be in July. In September, we're doing a Route 66 Centennial car show at the TP Drive-In in Sapulpa. And I'm going to follow that up with a screening of Pixar's Cars, which turns 20 this year, which is hard to believe.
And obviously, or for people who don't know, Cars took a lot of inspiration from Route 66 in Oklahoma.
I love talking to classes about cars and other travelers, because especially if I go to a room full of kids, I'll say, how many of you have seen Cars? Every hand goes up.
Yeah.
And I say, well, if you want to travel Route 66, watch it again, travel the road, then watch it again, because it is a completely different experience, and you realize these characters come from real people. Sally the Porsche is Don Welch, who owns the Rock Cafe up in Stroud. The sheriff is Michael Wallace, who wrote that book in 1990. The buildings are taken directly from buildings on Route 66. So it tells the story of the road in a way that's accessible, but also that very critical piece that it's still here, it's still worth experiencing.
Yeah, I think I have a few relatives that Mater was based on. No, that's not true. Don't. If you're watching, it's not you. So yes, there's a lot obviously on the calendar. I guess if people want to follow along, should they follow the Oklahoma Route 66 Association or?
Yeah, so there's a couple of calendars out there. I'll say for Oklahoma, we have two big ones. There's one, OklahomaRoute66.com, which is us. Travel OK has a really great calendar also that the Oklahoma Route 66 Centennial Commission is helping promote and get out there. And then if you're interested in traveling beyond Oklahoma's borders, Route66Centennial.org is the national Route 66 Centennial website, and they've got a very robust calendar of stuff happening everywhere.
Right. I mean, part of your challenge has got to be there's so many people trying to schedule things on the route and keeping track of all of it, you know?
Yeah, it's more than 2,400 miles. So every weekend is filling up with something, and you're gonna have to make some hard choices. But
yes.
You know, at the end of the day, it's all about the same thing. It's people celebrating their place on this highway, and the fact that, you know, this road connects 8 states across more than 2,000 miles. But for that little bit of mileage, whether you're Depew or Tulsa or Clinton or El Reno, your little section is your section, and people want to experience it and hear your story. So it's super exciting. And
there's so many businesses, museums, restaurants, etc., based on Route 66, and they sort of depend on that tourism economy. What are you sort of hearing from the people at those businesses? Are they excited for this year, I guess?
They're really excited because you're absolutely correct. The lifeblood of Route 66 is the small business. A lot of them are legacy businesses now that have been around for decades. Maybe they're in their 3rd or 4th generation owner. You know, I think of Clanton's Cafe up in Veneta has been there since the road was established. The Rock Cafe in Stroud. You know, you head west and you have places like the Route 66 Cafe at the Market in Clinton that has changed owners, but has been there since the place was a fruit stand. You know, just tremendous history, tremendous small businesses, and they're all really excited and hoping that Route 66 is a gangbusters year.
Yes. Now, I'm looking forward to the Centennial year, and then I'm thinking about like the future. What does the sort of future hold for Route 66, and how do we continue to sort of preserve this history even after this landmark year?
That's super important to us at the Oklahoma Route 66 Association because the highway is still going to be here in 2027. These businesses are going to be here, and travelers are going to still keep coming here. In fact, we hope and expect that travel is going to continue at an increased pace beyond the Centennial. The question I still answer more than any other is, does Route 66 still exist? And of course the answer is yes. And then we explain how to travel it and what to see. And now you have so much effort nationally going into promoting the road that's going to answer that question for me. Then people are going to want to come do it themselves.
Yeah.
So I really expect that Route 66 is going to enjoy a long period of increased travel after the Centennial. 2026 is going to be a great time to blow out candles on a birthday cake, but you know, that's just the beginning of the next 100 years.
Yes. Well, if they don't know that Route 66 exists right now, I guarantee that after this year, they'll know about Route 66.
Yep, it's everywhere right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Rhys, is there anything else going on Route 66 related that you want to talk to us about?
So I wear another hat. I am the Preserve Route 66 manager for the National Trust for Historic Preservation, and that's a national lens on the road. And we are working with several groups, including all 8 state Route 66 associations, to put together a caravan this June. We're going to start in Santa Monica and head east to Chicago, take 20 days to cross the road, and serve as this kind of hallmark for communities to join in and be a part of this journey, even if you just want to come out and wave as we come by, and let each of these communities know that you're a part of this great, amazing American story.
Right.
Whether you have a population of 500 or 500,000, you are just as important on this road.
Yes, very cool. Well, yeah, I think Route 66 is a big part of what makes it shows off what makes this country and even the state like such a unique place. You know?
Yeah, if people want to learn more about that, they can go to route66caravan.com. We'll be announcing our stops and everything as we get that all sorted out and figured out, but that's going to be pretty much throughout the entire month of June. That's going to be really incredible and a way to show folks that not only are they important, but the rest of the country that, hey, the next step is for you to get in your car and come this way.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Rhys, thanks for stopping by the studio. It's been a pleasure, and we've got to figure out a way to get you back here.
Hey, anytime, as long as you give me enough time to take 66 and not the interstate, I'll be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Rhys.
My pleasure.
Well, it was nice that things lined up that Rhys could come into the studio.
I love that guy. He's the best.
Yes, and he stopped by. He was there at the Okie Awards.
He was. He accepted the award for Route 66.
Yeah.
As Historic Destination of the Year, and he's great.
Yes.
And he also has just a very, very cute dog. If you're following him on social
really?
media.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got my favorite social media dog of any dog on social media. So, yeah.
Very nice. Nathan, what have we got here on the table?
Check this out. So, I don't know if you can see this in the light, but can you see what that's doing?
It's shiny.
You see my
I like
holograms here?
Yes.
So this is our new Route 66 passport for the Centennial year.
Perfect.
Our new Route 66 guide and our new Oklahoma travel guide. All a matched set. We
Very
worked
beautiful.
very hard on these last year.
Yes.
And they are available to order at travelok.com/brochures. And they are free. And they're awesome. And you should get yours now. If you, the 66 passport has prizes you can order if you visit enough of the places.
I
love
love
you can win prizes with this thing. It's really fun. People collect these like crazy. They do them. We've had people from like Poland and Indonesia and stuff complete this passport. It's really cool. So
My mom loves her passport.
they do. Yeah. People love them. We also have a state parks one if you want that. But we and the state parks one's great too. But these are the Centennial year. This is the Route 66 Centennial year stuff. So I would say get it now because it's almost certainly going to not sell out because it's free. But it's going to go. It's going to go quick. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's very cool.
Really proud of them. Yeah. And Oklahoma Today got to do them, and that's really neat. And there's stories from the magazine in there too, and all kind of awesome stuff. So
a fantastic. We are in January, so we're thinking about resolutions and goals for the upcoming year.
Yeah.
A great goal to have would be to check off this the Route 66 passport.
absolutely. And I was telling a friend the other night. I gave her a pro tip, and I'm going to give you one too. If you want to book state park stay in Oklahoma, it's better to do that before March because a lot of people start booking their state park stays for the year in March. They start thinking spring break, and then they start thinking the rest of the year. So if you want to do it, I would say do it now. I'm going with some friends on Easter weekend to Beavers Bend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I got to get that booked today.
I'm thinking about doing that around Easter because that's when my mom's birthday is, and she asked for sort of a state park thing.
Nice. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah. No, it's like my best friend from high school and her husband, who is another one of our best friends, and they live in Dallas. So we don't get to see each other enough, but it's as close to go to Beavers Bend for them as it is for us. So we're going to meet up there and have a great time.
Excellent.
So to the people who write our checks, I am literally bringing in tourism from out of state.
Yes. Well done. Well done. For people who don't know, this is the Oklahoma Today show. To my right is Editor-in-Chief Nathan Gunner. To my left is Research Editor Kirsten Stone. And we have been talking about January is the time for resolutions.
Yeah.
And a common resolution that people have is to be healthier.
Yeah.
There's a lot of excess during the holidays. So in January, a lot of people like to reel it in. And I don't know how many people are still going to be on that when this comes out. Hopefully, I'm hoping you're holding strong.
I hope our food issue ruined it for you.
Yeah.
I do. You'll be happier.
Well, we don't want people to give up Oklahoma restaurants, of course.
We love them.
So our question of the week this time is going to help you out if that's a challenge you have. What are some of the sort of healthy or healthier, fresher options at Oklahoma restaurants, things that you can go to, you can support local, and maybe stay on that sort of healthier resolution. So, Editor-in-Chief Nathan Gunner, what are your thoughts?
Big old scoop of cottage cheese, half a tomato.
Yes.
No, I'm a big fan of the salads at Kitchen 324 in downtown Oklahoma City. It's next to our office. That's like my default. I don't want to eat I don't want to eat a heavy lunch, but I want something delicious kind of thing. So that's there. And then in Tulsa, One place I really love is in Mother Road Market. There's a place called Bodie's Bowl.
Okay.
It's like rice bowls and stuff. It's pretty healthy, and it's really tasty. I like that place. But then I always follow it up by going over to Big Dipper and having great big ice cream. So I don't know how healthy it ends up being. But
if that's what keeps you healthy is like a reward at the end that you've earned.
It's right across from Big Dipper. So you're
Yes.
sitting there eating your healthy bowl from Bodie's, and then immediately you're drawn over to the ice cream. But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's a balance.
It's a balance.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, those are two good ones.
Thank you.
Kirsten, what about you? Healthier, fresher options.
Well, I didn't think of a specific place. I am a person, though, I actually really love a salad as well.
Yeah,
I'm
when it's good, it's good.
I don't know how much y'all notice. I probably eat salad, like, when I'm at work at least 3 or 4 times a week, just because I just prefer that.
Yeah.
So salad's always really good for me. I think if I want something a little, like, heftier that's not a salad, I'll lean towards like a chicken sandwich or something, because it always has vegetables. Chicken's good protein. It's good meat. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll lean towards that. If I'm not super hungry though, but I know I need something, I'll definitely do like some type of like a protein smoothie or like an acai bowl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because those places are really taken off and they're a lot easier to find now.
I like that.
There's
there's a place called Wheeze the Juice that has really good acai bowls.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Modern Berry Co. I don't know if they're local or not, but they are close to me.
Okay. I don't know them. I'll have to check that out.
Yes. That was a good answer, Kirsten. And now I will take the stand. So one of the things I think that is usually derails me when I'm trying to like eat healthier is that I just have more fun eating the less like burgers. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Pizza, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Acai bowl, not as much fun for me. I know some people might disagree.
They're tasty, but no, I agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of a fun food that is not like just inherently unhealthy. And, if you get a sort of street style asada steak taco, like there's nothing like inherently sort of unhealthy about that. Corn tortilla, you got your steak in there, your onion. So I'm all for street tacos. Steak street tacos, I think, is a good way to stay relatively on diet. My favorite
taqueria that you like?
Yes, I think is one of the more well-known ones in the Oklahoma City area is Taqueria Sanchez on 10th and Portland, I believe.
Great place.
Yes, I'm a big fan of Taqueria Sanchez, but there's all sorts of places where you can get amazing asada tacos.
Can I say, though, I just think, like you were saying that you were talking about eating healthy and how it's more fun to do it the other way. Like my general thing for me is like if I want to eat healthy, I'm not going out. That's the truth. Like almost all the time. Like, and if I'm going to go out, I'm going to get something I want. If I'm going to pay money, all the money to go out and actually like get dressed and go do the thing, like I'm going to eat something that I know I'm going to enjoy.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like anymore, it's just like if I want to eat healthy, I'm just going to stay at home.
Yeah, exactly.
And not to say like, and Oklahoma restaurants have some really great healthy things, but my thing is like I want the burger, I want the pizza. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going out, if I'm paying for it.
Usually the restaurants are businesses and they serve things that are really appealing to people, you know?
I will say how great it is how often in us doing restaurant stories we see that people have things like gluten-free menus for people and allergy-free stuff, and I always think that's great because not everybody can go out to a lot of restaurants. So I think it's cool when restaurants make accommodations for people who otherwise might not be able to be there.
I'm also gonna interject something real quick because you said that a burger is not necessarily healthy. I have seen some debate about this recently. It's kind of becoming a controversy if a burger is healthy or not. Because if you think about it, like burger, not
the
healthy.
ones I eat.
There's a lot of variables.
It's how you build it.
I'm following you.
It's how you build it because I've seen this. I've seen like a couple nutritionists talk about it now. And the way that they explain it is like depending on how you're like cooking it, if you're taking out like all of like the grease and stuff in it, it's really not that bad because then you've got, especially depending on how the meat's prepared, like if it's very lean or something, you've got lean meat, you've got a basic carb with the bread, and then you load it up with vegetables. It's kind of like a little pyramid in and of itself.
Nice.
It sort of touches on what you were saying. Like at home, there's a lot of things that you can can be healthier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easier to do something like that at home. Although I will say, I forgot what you said made me think of this, and another healthy-ish thing that I really like. McNelly's has great chili.
Oh, yeah.
And it's mostly lean protein, right? Like, so like that and their spinach salad together is a really nice meal, and that's a good one. We were talking about ground beef, and I thought, chili. Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah, chili certainly can be more on the like healthier side.
Totally. Yeah.
A place near us that I go to that when I'm looking for something that's not going to be like totally crazy, is actually Taste of Africa downtown.
That place is great. It's so good.
And they've got basically like it's a dish. I was going to call it a bowl, but it's got like rice pilaf, chicken, spinach. Now the spinach I think has like butter and stuff in it, but it's spinach though. And it's got sort of this tomato and sort of red onion sort of salad with it. It's pretty fresh. So yeah, that's
good.
something I look forward to as a lunch option. And I have one more. Oh yeah, if you're in the Altus area. Just Brew It. It's sort of a coffee shop. It's really good.
Yeah.
I recommend the Purple Mambo salad, I believe is what it's called. And it has like sort of a blueberry vinaigrette, sort of a chicken salad. So good.
That's cool.
Good. And they have a drive-through. So, yeah.
Nice.
I like whenever there's a healthier option that also comes with convenience. That's a big plus.
That's very nice.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of coffee shops are doing that kind of thing. I think in general, there's several coffee shops I can think of now that you mentioned that I'm like, oh yeah, this other place does that too.
Coffee shops are generally
They're doing a good
kind
job.
of a good bet for that kind of stuff. All right. Well, we want to hear from you. What are some of your favorite local, healthy, or fresh options? Or maybe you just want to send us a gut buster. I don't know. Just do whatever. But leave that in the comments, and we will be right back with Podvents.
Baconator.
In Oklahoma, arts play an essential role in bringing communities together, enhancing quality of life for Oklahomans, and positively impacting our economy. The Oklahoma Visual Arts Coalition is a nonprofit that helps develop the Oklahoma visual arts community through education, promotion, connection, and funding. Since 1988, OVAC has worked closely with Oklahoma artists, educators, organizations, and communities to ensure visibility and opportunity while promoting public interest in the arts across the state. To learn more about how the Oklahoma Visual Arts Coalition supports artists and to personally contribute to a growing Oklahoma arts scene, visit ovac-ok.org or follow OVAC on Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky. And we are back with Podvents. This is the part of the show where we go through the travelok.com event calendar and pick out a few of our favorites. Nathan, do you have an event for us?
Yes, I do. And now that we've talked about healthy things to eat, we can talk about healthy things to do. And my event this week is the time travel half marathon, 10K and 5K.
Oh, okay.
Starting at Wheeler Park here in Oklahoma City, down where the old downtown air park used to be, south of the river there. This is a really cool deal. 7:30 7:30 to 8:45 is packet pickup. At 8:55 there's a kids dash, which is really fun. And then 9 o'clock they're going to sing the national anthem. You're going to take off your hat, put your hand over your heart, as you know, and sing the national anthem, and then you're going to start the race. There is so this is like so much swag that you get. It's so cool what you get. You get a designer shirt, you get a custom medal, obviously chip timing, free photos. Usually you have to pay.
Yeah, sure.
And then just tons of snacks. And then at the finish line, there's going to be like this whole fun area with all kind of stuff to do.
Nice.
So it's a nice little, like, if you want to take the whole fam and, do the 5K together, that'd be fun. Or if you're like me and considering training for the half marathon this year, this might be a good way to get started.
Yes.
Anyway, so it sounds like it's really fun. To register kids is only $17, so that's pretty awesome too. It's nice and cheap. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So that's Saturday the 17th at Wheeler Park, Oklahoma City.
Do you know, and it's okay if you don't, where the time travel comes into play?
I don't.
Yeah.
No. I think maybe
it's
it's just
year.
you're gonna run 88 miles an hour and end up in 1955.
In a DeLorean.
Yeah.
Yes. That, as we all know, it takes you back.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, that's a good way. If a good, healthy, active event for your new year. And Kirsten, what about you? Do we have something healthy and active?
Somewhat?
Baconator eating contest.
Yes,
No.
that is active. I would
mean-
get active.
The people in the activity are quite active,
Okay.
I would assume.
All right. Well,
You yourself as an attendee probably are not. But you could be if you're like getting up, cheering, wow, like all the things. Yeah, I don't know. Anywho, I have a short little thing for mine. It's the PBR Pendleton Whiskey Velocity Tour.
Oh,
yes.
this is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's active, no matter what.
Yeah,
you're
this is
doing.
active. You're going to feel it.
So it's going to be this Friday and Saturday, January 23rd and 24th. It's at the BOK Center in Tulsa, which is, I am so sorry, which is at 200 South Denver Avenue. The website for it is bokcenter.com. You can find it by going to the events and tickets tab, by the way, just a heads up, wink, wink. No, but the PBR, they just host some of the like top bull riders in the world
Yeah.
at each of these events. They go crazy.
It's a big
so
deal.
exciting. It's so thrilling. It's so fun. If you love bull riding, go.
Yeah.
If you don't love bull riding, go anyway.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's still going to be fun. Like, I dare you to not get excited.
Yeah. I love watching bull riding, y'all, and
There's
I,
people
exciting
who
stuff.
don't like
it's
bull
my
riding.
favorite.
That's shocking
You know,
to me.
that's. I think there's something.
Well-
it's something to see,
It is. It's
even if you
definitely
don't
something to
know
see.
the sport.
It'll make you reconsider.
Yeah.
Because those dudes, they got some bravado.
Yeah, they
Yes,
do.
for
That's
sure.
hard stuff.
And they're always so fun to hang out with.
Yeah.
No, but there's going to be like rising stars, budding talent, legendary riders are all competing in this tour. So it's going to be such a fun little time. Tickets do range in pricing. So depending on where you want to sit is your tickets. I don't have ticket pricing for you, but you can go online and look and then maybe put some in your cart and purchase while you're at it. They're available on Ticketmaster though.
Nice.
Or you can go to the website and it'll have a link where it'll take you
Very
to
cool.
where you can buy them.
Awesome. Also, I need to run a correction. Mine's not the 17th of January. It's the 25th of January.
Oh, okay.
We
Yes.
recorded 2 shows today. My last event on the
Yes.
last show was on the 17th.
It is it's tricky to record the two.
25th of January time travel.
Well, I'm
run.
glad you got that in.
Yeah.
Yes.
We correct our mistakes here at Oklahoma
We
today.
do. We do.
What do you got, Ben?
Well, my event is one that I will. You'll be able to see me at, along with
Hey.
thousands.
Ben Lucian in concert.
Yes, along with
The Eras
thousands of
Tour.
others.
The one-man show.
But they won't be. The thousands of others will not be there to see me, unless you're hearing this and maybe you can spot me like a Where's Waldo situation. But it will be a rematch of the NBA Finals, the Thunder versus the Pacers, coming up Friday, January 23rd. I love going to a Thunder game. I go to all types of Thunder games
going
during
tomorrow.
the year. Yeah, nice,
Yeah,
nice,
looking forward to it.
yes. And so the Thunder and Pacers, not doing as hot this year.
No.
Halliburton, unfortunately, we all saw what happened to him at the end of the finals last year. So they're trying to adjust without him. And as I'm recording this, the Thunder are actually in the midst of a little bit of a slump.
Yeah.
I don't know where we'll be at by the time this comes out, but as of this recording, they just lost. It was the most inexplicable thing, but by 30 at home
Yeah.
to the Hornets. I don't know how that happened, but I can promise you it's not a sign of things to come. You can check me because you're going to be seeing this in the future. I'm predicting they bounce back stronger than ever.
I think so.
And I'm predicting that they kick some butt against the Pacers. That's what
Agree.
I'm predicting.
I hope they kick some butt against the Jazz tomorrow night.
Yes. So you can be there for
Yep.
it. So yeah, that is going to be Friday, 8:30 tip off. Sort of a later tip off, but that's because it is going to be on TV or streaming. Actually, it's on Amazon Prime at home. So that is you can get tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Tickets still available there. So yeah, Thunder game, a lot
It's
of
gonna
fun.
be a good one.
Yes,
That's gonna be
and a
fun.
tip: if you're going to a Thunder game for the first time, and there's always people going to their first game, it's a cash free.
Can I show them something that you wrote
Yes. Oh,
in the
yes.
Oklahoma State Travel Guide?
If you want the tips on how to attend a Thunder game,
Our friend Ben in the Oklahoma State Travel Guide wrote
yes,
a whole
I think it's
thing.
more towards the front.
It's more towards the front.
Yeah.
A whole page of Thunder going to a Thunder game tips.
Yes.
This is he wrote this.
Yeah.
And it's very good and very helpful. I was reading it last night actually, and I thought, again, this
Great-
is so good. What a
great
good idea.
tips. Great. Yes.
Yeah. So good job, Ben.
Absolutely.
Order that for free at travelok.com/brochures.
Yes, excellent plug. And a good way to send us into our break before we go learn who the star of the show is.
Hello, I'm Thundor. Subscribe to the Oklahoma Today magazine.
All right, and we are back, and like I said, we are learning who the star of the show is, and it had to be Rhys Martin, who is based in the Tulsa area, but was able to join us here in Oklahoma City, so we're very appreciative.
He's the best guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even though he needs to bring his social media dog next time, but well, I'll forgive him. Well, that's actually all we've got for you this week. This has been the show known from here to Clinton, home of the Oklahoma Route 66 Museum, as the Oklahoma Today Show. Head to oklahomatoday.com or pick up our latest issue on newsstands right now. Send your feedback to oktpod@travelok.com, and we'll talk to you again next week. Get your kicks, Route 66.